I am so excited to have recently purchased the Nikon AFS 180-400mm F4 FL TC lens. It's Nikon's first lens that has a built-in 1.4 times teleconverter. The 180-400 is replacing my trusted AFS 200-400 F4 VR lens, which I have had for 18 years. I actually got my 200-400mm lens back when I was still shooting film with my F100 cameras. From capturing images on safari adventures in Kenya and Tanzania, to photographing tigers from the back of an elephant in India, to experiencing other amazing wildlife throughout various parts of Southeast Asia and parts of Western Canada, the 200-400mm lens has been a fantastic super telephoto lens. But I am moving on to the next generation of this amazing focal length with the 180-400mm lens. Let's talk about what makes this lens special. It's the built-in 1.4 times teleconverter. Now originally I wasn't sure about the positioning. It's on the right hand side, so that means I need to operate it with my right hand, which is busy with the shutter release button and the dials. I don't have very big hands, but it actually works really well. It's close to the camera body. It's easy to flip this back and forth while I'm holding. Doesn't matter if I'm hand holding or if it's on a tripod, supported by a tripod, it works equally well. One thing to notice though is that if you have a camera with a vertical shutter release button, so you're moving your camera up into portrait orientation, it can be difficult to reach that switch. So that's really important. The other thing is, if you have a mirrorless camera, you're going to need to use the FTZ2 adapter, which puts some space in between the camera and the lens, which does make it a little bit further to reach, but again, I can reach it, but it moves it further away. But that's one thing to take into account with this lens. Let's talk about the operation of the actual switch. Now, it is really easy to flip. It's not like a sliding thing, so it just sort of flips up and flips down. It feels like there's some weighted resistance, and then it reaches a point where its momentum moves it forward. It's not going to move on its own, or if it gets bumped or jostled. I actually feel like it's great. It feels like the moment I need the switch, I don't want to have to use a lot of force to activate it. It also feels really well weighted, so it can flip the same backwards and forwards. It kind of actually reminds me of my AirPod case, where it gets past a certain point and then it flips open. Now, if you're worried about it accidentally getting touched or bumped, there is a lock so you don't accidentally flip the switch. Now, this hasn't been an issue for me, but I guess I'm glad it's there. We have, when the switch is up, it's at 1 time, so there's no teleconverter engaged. And when the switch is down, that's the 1.4 times teleconverter. And it's really clearly labeled on the side here. So here's an example of what it looks like when the switch is not on and then the switch is engaged, so you can see the difference. Let's talk about usage. This lens is going to do most of its work as a wildlife lens and as a sports lens. Now, with wildlife, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get in the best position possible, maybe as close as I can to my subject, having the best angle of view, and I don't want to move around a lot once I've gotten there because I don't want to scare my subject. Now, this lens is going to give me a lot of versatility when I get into that position. I remember when I first got my 200-400mm lens, we were in the Masai Mara in Kenya, and there was a leopard up in a tree, and we were taking pictures. And it wasn't doing much, so I decided to put a teleconverter on to try to get a bit closer. But as I was doing that, it climbed up the tree and it looked at us, and I missed those pictures. I did manage to get my camera ready in time for getting pictures of it pulling the prey out of the tree, but I was lucky to do that. But with this type of lens, I'd be so much more prepared because of the flexibility I can have to flip a switch and to capture those images. Now, when it comes to sports, one of the things that this lens is going to be great on is a field, a larger space, that I have, again, that flexibility, and because my subject might be far away or it might get close, and so sometimes I don't have to use the teleconverter if I don't want to, but I can easily engage it. So how does this lens compare to my other telephoto lenses? Well, let's take off the hood here, and here is my 600mm F4 lens, FL lens, and you can see the front element quite a lot larger, quite a bit bigger there. And we have my old 200-400 F4, this is my original one. This is about the same size, you can see. Now weight-wise, the 180-400 is about in between those two lenses. It's about 3,500 grams. This one's about 3,300, but once I add a teleconverter to this one, then it's gonna be about the same weight as this one. So It is lighter than my 600mm, but as I mentioned in my 600mm video, the weight of this lens is a lot of it's sort of in this area. It feels a lot easier to hand hold. It doesn't feel like it's the heaviest of the lenses. So not that I'm gonna hand hold that a lot, but I probably won't be able to hand hold this a lot. It feels quite heavy. It's got that weight in it. It's pulling me down a bit. So this is mostly gonna be used on a tripod or on a monopod. Now the minimum focusing distance of this lens is about 2 meters. 6.6 feet, same as my 200-400. The 600mm is about 4.4 meters. That means I have a reproduction ratio of about 0.25 for this lens. Now, when I flip this switch, that becomes about 0.37 reproduction ratio, which is pretty good. Now, flexibility. My 600mm lens has a long reach. This is about 560 with a teleconverter engaged, so that's pretty great. But what this doesn't give me is this gives me, the 180 to 400 gives me a lot of flexibility. I've got 180 to 560 really quick. Now, does this mean that I don't need this 600mm lens? No, lenses aren't just numbers, right? There's so much more to a lens. Maybe it's the focus speed, maybe it's the quality, the weight, all those things. So I can definitely see myself using both of these lenses. Maybe I'll use this 600mm when I need a longer lens as well. I could use a 1.4 teleconverter, sort of give me a longer reach. Now, speaking of teleconverters, I do have the 1.4, the 1.7, and the 2x teleconverters. Now, these will fit on this lens. You can put it on the lens. They will fit. But it's now on a 5.6mm lens, so you're not really going to have a lot of the focus or anything like that. It will work. You can use them, but just beware that when you add a teleconverter to a lens, you're gonna lose some quality. But it can be done. They can be put on there. So, is it worth it? Well, let's face the facts. This lens is expensive. In fact, it's the same cost as a 600mm F4 FL lens. It's about 10% more than a 400mm f2.8 lens, and about 18% more expensive than a 500mm f4 lens. But where this lens shines is its versatility. That's what I love about it. It's a 180 to 560 lens, f4 to 5.6. It just gives me all that versatility. So I'm really excited to have this lens and to be using this lens. Now, most of you who know me know that I buy most of my equipment secondhand, and that is the case with this lens. So I actually purchased this for about half the price of what it would cost new. In fact, my 200 to 400mm lens that I bought 18 years ago was one of the rare pieces of equipment that I bought new. And what I paid for that is what I paid for this lens. So I'm going to sell that 200 to 400 lens to help pay for the purchase of this one. I don't need them both. So is it worth it? Well, if it lasts me 18 years, I think that would be great. You've got to make the decision for yourself, but I'm really looking forward to using this lens for wildlife, or using this lens for sports. So if you like the content I'm creating, please consider subscribing. Thanks so much.